Yes. So today we are going to start our evolution. As you already know that evolution meaning is modification, descent with modification. Like after generation after generation, organisms are going to be modified, right? Like you are modified, you are quite modified as compared to your parent, and your generation, like your next generation will be more modified than you. So it is the life, okay? So new generation is always quite modified, so it's a basic rule of biology. Because of the, can you tell me why evolution is taking place? I mean, why? What is the main thing which is helping in evolution?
Change time,
Change time. Okay, anything else?
like
Anything?
just like the ability to change over time.
Yeah, can we say that it's because of the variation, because of the sexual reproduction?
Yeah.
Because a male belongs to one family and the female belongs to different family, right? So whenever like there is a coitus between them, so sperms and the ova, so they contain different background na. Male contain the different background, female contain different background. So when they like when their gametes are going to fuse, so variations are arising, right? And because of
Yeah.
this variation, so variation is a key for the evolution. More the
Hmm.
change, more the change, more is the like we can say, of course it is a variation, so more the variation, more is the evolution. So just tell me, so more evolution will take place in the sexual reproduction or the asexual reproduction?
Sexual reproduction.
Yes, okay. So that's why we are the highly advanced human beings, okay? Yeah, other also have the sexual reproduction, but there is no like usually if I talk about human being, so they usually marry a girl or like they usually marry a boy of same family or the different family.
Different.
Yeah, so that's why there is a more variation. But if I talk about other animals, so they like whenever they are doing the sexual reproduction, so they do this reproduction in different family. Is it compulsory?
Say it again.
Animals, when the animals are doing directly the sexual reproduction, right? So they do
Hmm.
the reproduction with like same family or the different family.
Different.
Anything, it can be anything, na? Because they
Oh,
are
okay.
because they are animals.
They
we
don't
are
really
also
care.
we are also animals biologically, but we have certain rules now, we have certain protocols now because of the
Right.
traditions and all. But animals have, like dogs. So
No.
dogs can do anything with like any kind of female dog, right? Like
Hmm.
whether it is of same family or different family, anything can be happen. That's why they are not going to be evolved, like not that much as compared to us. That's why we
Mm.
have a good brain capacity, okay?
Yeah.
So that's why you should know one thing, what is the meaning of the evolution. So evolution meaning is, yeah, I will come to the evolution later, but before that I should tell you how the origin of life took place, okay? But still you should know it is a descent with modification, generation after generation. So we are getting modified, we are getting advanced, like our body is getting advanced, generation after generation, okay? So let's start with the origin of life first. So
Hmm.
how origin of life took place? So firstly I'm going to discuss about the
Hmm.
universe, complete solar system. Okay, everything. I'm considering that. Can you tell me what is the age of the universe?
4.5 billion years. Or no, 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 not that. That's the Earth. I don't know about the universe.
Okay, so it is actually about 20 billion years ago. So
Oh,
it
okay.
is like it is just the like calculation because of the radioactivity thing and some calculations or prediction, maybe you can say. So it is the universe. So universe is about 20 billion years old. It means it was formed 20 billion years back. Okay, it is the
Hmm.
age. So this universe contain what? What are the things which this universe include what?
Stars, gases,
Okay, so we can say
planets.
it includes a huge number of Yeah, we can say huge cluster of galaxies, right?
Yeah.
I will show you, don't worry. So huge cluster of the galaxies. So and galaxies means like which contain the stars, okay, which contains the clouds of gases. Have you ever seen like there is a wide structure, lots of gases? I will show you, don't worry. So clouds of gases, dust, okay, which contain like lots of like big rocks, okay, very large identity. Remember, these are not the like we're at a small level. It is like unimaginable. You can't imagine that. Okay.
Yeah.
So finally, then what will happen? Like I mean, what happened at that time? So there was a theory, or there was explosion. We can say Big Bang theory. So it's the Big Bang theory, and it contains what? So universe arise from the, yeah, universe arose from a very huge explosion,
Hmm.
from a huge explosion, and that huge explosion is unimaginable. You can't even imagine like how that explosion look like, or so it's a unimaginable in physical term. You can't imagine that. Okay. So
Yeah.
universe, so after we went, so finally explosion took place. Okay, done. So after the explosion, things are going to be settled down, or again there will be explosion.
Settled down.
Yeah, no, yeah, settle down. Yeah, it will expand, right? Like now, because of the when there is an explosion, so things are going to be expanded, right?
Yeah.
Expansion. So when there is expansion, so just tell me, temperature should increase or temperature should decrease?
What?
There was explosion, so there was very high temperature, but after the explosion, temperature should
It's
increase or
colder.
temperature? Yeah, so temperature now going to decrease now because it's expanding. So
Yeah.
temperature is decreasing now. So when the temperature is decreasing now, so certain gases were formed. And what are these gases? So these gases name are hydrogen and
Hydrogen.
helium.
Helium.
Yeah, so these two gases were formed, and these are the hydrogen and helium. So these gases were formed just after the explosion. Okay, so and after that, these gases condenses because of the gravitation, right? So under the gravitation, and after that, after a very long time, it just form whatever we see today. We today like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, all these like stars. So whatever we see today, so because of the gravitation, it just formed. Okay. So and
Hmm.
then finally, or after that, present day universe formed. Okay, so it is all about the universe. So universe is 20 billion years ago, and there was explosion, and after that temperature just decreased, and hydrogen and helium gas were formed, and then after the condensation, all these things were formed. Simple. It is about the universe. But now if I talk, so after some time, not sometime, after a long time, earth was also formed, yes or no?
Hmm.
So can you tell me, after how like universe is formed now? So after how many years Earth was formed? Any guesses?
After how many s- okay. Then like 15.5 million billion years after?
Oh, very good. Yes, exactly. Have you studied evolution before?
No, it's just something that I know.
Okay. Yeah, so it means if you said 15.5, so it means from now it is 4.5 billion years back, right?
Yeah.
Age of the Earth. So it means Earth was supposed to have been formed about 4.5 billions years before, okay, in the solar system. Remember that, in the solar system. So there was a Milky Way galaxy, Milky type, white type, circular. I will show you the picture. Okay. So in that Milky Way, Earth was formed 4.5 billions year back. So okay, when the Earth was formed, so what do you think? What were the thing which were present there? Because that time there were lots of volcanic eruption, there were lots of molten mass. So which things were formed? Can we say water vapor?
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, because whenever there is a lava, like there were volcanic eruptions, there were lava, right? So water vapor would be there or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Methane gas was also there.
Mm-hmm.
Ammonia gas was also there because at that time no oxygen was there. But yes, these gases were present, and carbon dioxide gas. So these gases were getting released from the molten mass at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine there was nothing, no human. So all these things were there that time. Water vapor, methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide. Okay. So finally, from the sunlight was also there. Sunlight has started reaching the earth. So from the sunlight, there is a UV radiations, right? So these
Mm-hmm.
UV radiation from the sun, so they broke up the water vapor, okay, and converted into the finally hydrogen and oxygen. You know na reaction. If there is a H2O, so if you breaking it up, so it will form H2 plus ka half O2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it means with the help of the UV ray, water vapor is going to be broken down. So just tell me, oxygen is formed, yes or no? Finally, from the
Yeah.
water. So water vapor is broken down into hydrogen and oxygen. Got it? Okay. So, okay, finally, oxygen is getting formed, but this hydrogen is very light or very heavy?
Light.
Light. So, yes, and oxygen is not that much like light. So that's why it will remain on in the surface. But this hydrogen is very light, so that's why it is escaping the surface. Escaping. That's why it is just going away. It is escaping the surface, so only oxygen is left on the surface. So this
Yeah.
oxygen is now combining with the other gases, like it is combining with ammonia, it is combining with CO2, it is combining with the methane. So when it is combining with all these, okay, not carbon dioxide, so it will form more and more carbon dioxide, right? So this oxygen is combining with the methane, ammonia, and more carbon dioxide is getting formed. And finally, when this carbon dioxide is going above, like they are making some cloud, the water vapor is getting cooled. So finally, a very high amount of rain like a cats and dog, very high rain, very heavy rain is happening at that time. Okay, very heavy rain happened, so there were lots of depression at that time, like this. There were lots of depressions like this. And it is very large in size, okay? Like this. So when the rain is happening, like cats and dog, when the rain is happening, so just tell me, they will it would be
Runoff.
corona.
Runoff.
No, not runoff. It is feeling the depression, and they became a sea,
Oh.
samudra, sea, because it is very large in physical terms. You can't imagine. Because at that
So
time,
the entire rain became the oceans.
rain
It's a
happened
lot of
for two
rain.
years, 3 years, 4 years continuously. at that time. That's why life was not there, because everything was so messed up. Rain for
No,
continuous.
no life could be suitable in that environment.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, all the depressions were filled with water, right? And they formed like sea, whatever you see, and certain some rivers. Okay, so
Hmm.
finally I can say that. So as the water vapor, because lots of water vapor were there because of the volcanic eruptions. So when these water vapor cooled, so which process will take place? Can we say condensation when this water vapor
Yeah.
is going to be cooled? So that's why after the condensation, so there's a lot of water. So then water fell as a rain, okay, and it and filled all the depressions, all the depressions to form oceans, okay, and other water bodies. Got it?
Hmm.
Okay. So what do you think? How the ozone was formed? Ozone was formed because of what? You
The
remember? Oh,
oxygen.
yeah, oxygen was also there. I told you here. Oxygen, because the water vapor is going to be broken by the UV ray, so it is forming
It
H2NO2.
evolved to form like a
Yeah, so
protective
this
layer.
oxygen is going to be broken down like this and this, okay?
Oh,
And
so
now
so.
other O2 is combining with that, and so it is combining with this single O and forming O3, which is a ozone, right? So can we say from the oxygen, ozone was also formed? Ozone layer? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Was also formed. So, okay, finally, Earth was formed and many things were formed. So, after the formation of Earth, what do you think the life would like when the life would come at that time?
Like 300 million years ago
300 millions
from today.
from today. Okay, actually, it is 500 millions year ago. Okay,
Ah, close enough.
so close enough, but okay, 500
Kidding,
millions year
kidding.
after the. Okay, from today you are saying.
Yeah.
Mm,
No. I meant from like the Big Bang or whatever. Since
okay.
the
Okay, 5
formation of the
million
Earth.
years, better to say 5 million year after the formation of Earth. Okay,
Yeah.
after the formation of Earth.
The Big Bang, essentially.
So it means it is a 4.5 billion, na? So it means life basically came from today 4 billion year back. 4 na,
Yeah.
because 5 million is removed. So it means we can say, so first cell, we can say that. So life is 4 billions years before
What
from
was the
today.
first? How did that come in? How?
Prokaryotic, from the water. Life
Bacteria.
came, life, yeah, you can say that exactly. Like it is considered that actually.
What's it called?
We don't know exactly what happened, but yes, according to the science, we consider that the first cell was prokaryotic.
How about dinosaurs?
Yeah, time to time modifications, okay. Different areas, different type of development. So
How do we know if dinosaurs roar?
there was war.
You know how dinosaurs make a sound?
Okay, and what is the use of that sound?
How do we know that they actually make that sound?
I
Humans weren't alive when dinosaurs were there.
I don't know what you are saying.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, universe and Earth. Just give me 1 second. I am just showing you the picture. Okay, so I'm going to show you the how things were happen. One second, just actually it's very long video. But okay, fine.
To the very existence of space, time, and life. But how did it all begin?
This is
The
Milky Way
origin of the
galaxy.
universe is the origin of everything. Multiple scientific theories, plus creation myths from around the world, have tried to explain its mysterious genesis.
Are you there?
However,
Yeah.
the most widely accepted explanation is the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory states that the universe began as a hot and infinitely dense point. Only a few millimeters wide, it was similar to a supercharged black hole. About 13.7 billion years ago, this tiny singularity violently exploded. And it is from this explosion, this bang, that all matter, energy, space, and time were created. What happened next were two major stages of the universe's evolution. Called the radiation and matter eras, they're defined by key events that helped shape the universe. First came the radiation era, named for the dominance of radiation right after the Big Bang. This era is made of smaller stages, called epochs, that occurred within the universe's first tens of thousands of years.
Actually, it is a time, okay, which is epochs are basically the time they are showing.
Epochs,
So
yeah.
yeah.
The
So
earliest is the Planck epoch. No
wait a second.
superforce, named for the three remaining the universe cooled down enough for quarks to bind together and form protons and neutrons.
Yeah. So actually, did you see that this explosion? That explosion. So this is how.
The Big Bang
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that was the Big Bang Theory, okay? Which you just saw on the screen.
theory states that the atoms formed during the galactic epoch of stars then caused a tremendous ripple.
See.
This hydrogen, along with helium atoms, dotted the universe
Yeah, as I told you, the first gas was the helium, and then first gas was the hydrogen, and then helium.
with atomic clouds. Within the clouds, small pockets of gas may have had enough gravity to cause atoms to collect. These clusters of atoms, formed during the galactic epoch, became the seedlings of galaxies. Nestled inside those galaxies, stars began to form. And in doing so, they cued the latest and current stage of the universe's development, the stellar epoch. The formation of stars then caused a tremendous ripple effect and helped shape the universe as we know it. Heat within the stars caused the conversion of helium and hydrogen into almost all the remaining elements in the universe. In turn, those elements became the building blocks for planets, moons, life, everything we see today. This ecosystem of everything was only possible because of the many stages in the universe's development. While countless questions about the origins of our universe remain, it's only a matter of time for some long-sought answers to emerge.
Okay, so yes. So you just saw the Big Bang Theory, like there was a huge explosion and many things just formed. Okay, and these are the thing which you need to remember. Like life came 4 billion year back from today, and 5 million year after the formation of the Earth. Okay, got it now, Vishnu? Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so now actually we are going to discuss about the origin of life. So origin of life. So first theory is the same, like if you believe in God. So there was a theory. This theory is known as a theory of spatial creation. So do you believe that there is some supreme God?
Mm-hmm.
You believe now? So theory of the spatial creation. So conventional religious literature talks basically about the spatial creation. So according to this theory, there is a God like supernatural power which created the earth, the light, the plant, the animals, everything what we see today. So all these
Mm-hmm.
things are actually created by the God only. There is no evolution as such according to this theory, because this theory believes in everything. It is strictly this God, and God has some supernatural power, right? Supernatural
Yeah.
being. So they says that like everything is so perfect on our earth, so definitely it must be balanced by the God. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's impossible like without God all these things are happening automatically. No, there is someone, there is someone who is controlling everything, who is managing everything so perfectly. Okay, so that's why like I know some scientists don't believe in such theories, and but it's still. So this theory is saying that all the living organism which you see today, so it will remain the same and it was created the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't say anything about the evolution. They say we living organism were same 4,000 billion years back. There was no change. Like there is no change right now. We were also the same 4 billion year back. So all living organisms or different species or the types of plant and animals which we see today, that we see
Mm-hmm.
today, were created as such as we are.
Right.
So do you believe in this line?
No, not really.
Created as such. Okay. Second line, they say that like it not only today, we will remain the same in future also. Like there will be no new life will get formed. Like all the biodiversity which was created by the God, it will remain only the same. No new
That's
organism will,
nonsense.
yeah, no new organism will come. It is everything just done by the God, and these things will remain the same. It means no new type of variety, no new type of biodiversity will come. Okay, so the diversity of life form was always the same
Mm-hmm.
since the time of creation, as it was since the time of creation, and it will remain the same in future also. Okay, and one more postulate they just said, Earth is not about the billion. Don't believe in billion, don't believe in million. We are saying to you, Earth is only about 4,000 year back. Like Earth is
Well,
about
that's a
4,000.
lie.
Yeah, we asked for the proof, but they said no, you don't have right to ask. It is just said by the God. God came in my dream, and they said that. Okay. So do you
What a
believe in this line?
dumb.
So they are do you believe, no, it's not about the dumb actually. It's about the belief system, Vishnu. It's about the like if you ask your grandfather, grandmother, so they believe in such things. So you can't say dumb.
Well, it's kind of
It is
inaccurate
just
though.
yeah, you are now studying in very good school. You are studying the advanced thing, you are well educated, like you are studying. So that's why your belief system has been changed. Your belief system is now quite rectified, quite advanced. So just because your belief system is getting advanced or modified, you can't say dumb to those people, because they have different belief system. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
better to say dumb. You can say yes, I don't know, like what they have, what kind of mentality they have, but don't say dumb to them. Okay, because they are our purvaj, do you know, ancestors. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever they did, yes, it worked out. Yeah, certain things were wrong, certain things were right. Okay, so yeah. So all these ideas underwent a drastic changes during the 19th century. Okay, many scientists came, Charles Darwin and many scientists came. So yeah, and they gave some scientific proofs, and finally we shifted to the scientific proof instead of just God theory. So yes, so many scientists came. So the second theory I am just taking, theory of panspermia. Theory of panspermia. So this theory, actually, this theory is also known as the Cosmozoic theory. Cosmozoic theory. And what this theory said that, so they just said that some scientists believe that life is actually coming from the other planet, from the outer space, not in our planet is just the place, but actually life came from the outer planet, like from the space. So they just said some spores were entered on the earth, some spores, like these are the unit of life, or you can say spores meaning is pansperm. Pansperm
Mm-hmm.
means, pansperm means spores. So they said that some spores entered from the outer space, along with the meteoroids. Okay, and they just fall on the surface, and finally they evolved into the present day life which you see today. So it means directly or indirectly they just said that we all came as a spores. Okay,
Right.
so yeah, so now what should I say? So Greek philosophers, Greek philosophers,
Talking about like Socrates and stuff.
yeah, so they thought units which are
Aristotle's.
spores, or you can say pansperms, and they entered from the space to the earth, and finally they might, like, there is no surety. The people ask what is the reason, like how, what is the proof. So they just imagine that some things, like because of some the data, some microscopic things, they just assume that. Okay,
Mm.
because at that time brain was not so strong, intellectual level was not so strong, so they were just trying their best at that time. Now the third theory is coming as a, have you ever heard about the father of microbiology, Louis Pasteur?
Yeah.
So they gave, like he gave this theory of spontaneous generation. So what is the meaning of the spontaneous generation? So you need to see that Louis Pasteur, he conducted some experiment, and he saw that like he took two flasks. One flask is completely closed, other flask is not closed. So, and there was something, okay, it is a completely heat killed yeast. It is also a heat killed yeast. So the flask which was open, he just saw that like life came, because in the heat killed yeast more fungus actually came over there after 2 or 3 days. So he says that life is coming from the, like it is the open one, so life is coming, but it is completely closed, so no new fungus was formed. No new fungus was formed. So he says that like new fungus is coming over the east. So that's why he just said that life is coming from the pre-existing life. It is not coming as a new. It means definitely there was someone, and life is coming from that someone.
Right.
Okay. So because of his experiment, so he says that living, actually he believed that he living organism, like living organisms arose from the
Living
firstly,
organism.
yeah, pre-existing, but before conducting the experiment, he believed that life is actually coming from the death and decaying matter.
That's wrong.
Yeah, he believed that death and decaying matter, because he saw that whenever there is a death and decaying matter, lots of fungus were there, lots of bacteria were there. So that's why he believed that life is coming from death and decay. That's why he took he'd killed yeast. But after
Hmm.
that, when he conducted the experiment, he added some line, and after the demonstration, so he said that life come from the pre-existing life. Life can
Right.
also arise from, so different things they were trying at their level, pre-existing life. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so he showed that no life arose from the heat killed yeast, which was closed or which was open. No
Open.
new
You mean
life.
close, 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 close.
Yeah, it is completely pre-sterilized flowers, and that was closed. So which was kept closed, no new life came, but yes, that was open with the
The
help of the
open one
air.
had more life.
Yeah, can we say it is all because of the atmosphere? Because of
Yeah.
the, because in the atmosphere, or atmosphere basically help you, right, to like to support the life. Very simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now the main theories are coming. The two main theories. First theory is theory of chemical evolution. Chemical evolution.
Mm-hmm.
It is good theory. So this theory was given by the Oparin and Haldane. Oparin and Haldane. So they just said that the first life form existing from the pre-existing and the non-living organic molecule. See, you know it very well now. If you have the DNA, so it can convert it into RNA.
Yes.
From the
Reverse
RNA, it can
transcription.
form the protein. Yes, yes, very good. So they just said that we have the molecules like these, the type of gases we had. See. Can you just see that? These are the certain gases, like methane, like water vapor we have, like ammonia we have.
Ammonia.
Ammonia formalized NH3. So it means we
Mm-hmm.
had nitrogen and hydrogen. We have carbon and oxygen. We have
Yeah.
CH4, hydrogen and carbon, water vapor H2O. So it means we have all these molecules. So from these molecules, when they were going to combine, so they formed DNA, they form RNA, they form some amino acid, like which form the protein. So they just think they just thought like the first life could have come from the all these inorganic molecules. Okay, so the formation of life actually coming from the chemical evolution. What is the meaning of chemical? Chemical meaning is all these chemical substances like nitrogen, like carbon, like hydrogen. Okay, all these formed some DNA or maybe some protein because of the amino acid formation. So that's why they just said that okay, we are organic or inorganic, Vishnu? Human beings are, animals are organic or inorganic? Vishnu,
Yeah.
human beings are organic or inorganic?
I said organic.
Yeah, organic. Okay, I didn't hear. So
Oh,
yes,
okay.
so we all are organic, and so they just said that we all are organic molecule and we are coming from the inorganic molecule, like from the different
Mm-hmm.
elements like nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen, all these are. So organic molecules are from the inorganic constituents. But they didn't, like many people ask, okay, can you show that? Can you prove that? Okay, if you're that much sure, like we all are coming from the inorganic molecule at that time, so you have to prove it. So they just said, no, 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 we can't prove that right now, but yes, we know very well on the earth. On the earth that time there was very high temperature because of the volcanic eruption.
Mm-hmm.
There were very volcanic storms over there. That's why at that time there was oxygen or not? No. Initially
No.
there was no oxygen, so that's why it was a reducing atmosphere. There was no
Mm-hmm.
oxygen, and there is a water vapor. Water vapor. So, but they didn't provide any proof. So that's why, like, but they have strong, valid, very valid point. So after that, new scientist came. They are like professor and student, Miller and Urey, or Urey and Miller, you can say that. So they created the condition like this. So Urey and Miller conducting the similar condition. Like they just like I'm going to show you the picture, Urey and Miller experiment. So they created the those conditions. What type of condition? Okay, just tell me. At that time there was a very like what very very high water vapor, right? At that time, Vishnu, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
So how can you create the water vapor in a complete experimental setup? Just tell me.
How do I put water vapor in entire
Yeah,
setup?
can I boil the water vapor?
Dude, how do you boil a vapor? You have to boil the water, right?
Yeah. Okay, so it means in the flask, okay, you now you have the water vapor, okay, and then after
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, so we have to conduct, like there is a water vapor, right? So at that time there is a very high temperature. So how can you create a high temperature? Can we say
Heat it
that
up.
yeah, with the help of the heating it up? So now I am going to show you the same. Okay, just give me one
Jeff
minute. So and do you know? Finally, they succeeded.
Who?
Finally they
Who?
just
Who?
pass,
Who?
they just pass the gases methane, they just pass ammonia, they just pass H2O, they just pass H2 gas. Okay, so all these things were already present on the earth. So we are creating the same condition, same primitive earth condition in the test tube, not in the test tube but in a complete setup. And finally after 2 or 3 weeks we got sugars, we got
Oh.
we got nucleotide which are present in our
Oh.
body.
The monomers.
Yeah, so all
The
those molecules.
monosaccharides, amino acids,
Yeah,
glycerol
so
fatty
we
acids.
saw all those molecules which we already have in our body. So is it supporting or not? All
Yeah, it is.
so it means we are coming from the inorganic or directly as a organic.
Directly as organic.
Yeah. So now
Bada of the Scripps Institution of Oceanography in San Diego
Urey and Miller.
has spent his career working to understand the early Earth soup of chemicals. He began under the direction of perhaps the most famous scientist in origin of life research, Stanley Miller.
There are in the history of science turning points where we suddenly see the history of Earth and life differently. In the early 1950s, Stanley Miller, the eager graduate student, and Harold Urey, the Nobel Prize-winning mentor at the University of Chicago, conducted this astonishing experiment where they made an early Earth environment.
See,
It
early
looks
earth
like this
environment
sort of a
condition.
Frankenstein type apparatus, but actually it's a very carefully thought out design.
They were creating the early earth condition in the experimental setup, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Bada sets up a modern-day test of the 1950s experiment on Miller's original lab equipment.
One flask contains water. That's to simulate the ocean. The other flask has just got the gases in it. So this is the atmosphere.
We just inserted some gases which were
Just
exited
as it
billions
does
of
in
years back.
nature, water
Ammonia,
from the ocean
methane.
evaporates
Mhm.
and rises into the atmosphere, where it condenses and returns to the ocean. Miller simulated what he believed to be the atmosphere of early Earth, with different gases like ammonia and methane.
I told you ammonia, methane, water vapor.
Then he added a spark of genius.
Electricity.
Urey decided to use
Why we are giving this spark? Because at
Pla-
that time there were lots of lightning, right?
Plasma or electricity?
No, no, not plasma.
Lightning rods.
No, yeah, lightning. There were lots of lightning na, at that time because atmosphere is not that much like not favorable, unfavorable. Like it's a quite unfavorable. Lots of
Yeah.
lightning, lots of rain for continuous years and years, and lots
Mm.
of heating. So that's why they are trying to create the primitive condition in this complete experimental setup. Okay,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
a spark to simulate lightning because that's such a
these
ubiquitous
are working as a
process
lightning.
in the atmosphere of the Earth.
Hmm.
That was the real inspiration, these little electric sparks. They acted like simulated lightning.
The energy from the spark of lightning breaks down the gas and water molecules so they can undergo
Electrolysis.
chemical reactions.
Electrolysis, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
To their
Or is it just
turn
vaporization?
this apparatus on. After only a couple of days, you started seeing this pink color developing.
What's
And
that
then
pink
a
color?
few more days, black, oily goo is forming around the electrodes.
The electrodes
Carbon
get
dioxide?
covered with new substances.
So after 1 or 2
Organic
weeks,
compounds
there were
usually
formation of
associated
new substances.
with life.
Hmm.
And it wasn't just any organic compound. It was amino acids that make proteins the ingredients for life.
Did you hear what he just said?
Amino
Like
acids, yeah.
after 1 or 2 weeks, they got amino acid in the setup. How it's a big achievement, isn't it? Because our body is also made up of amino acid. So with the help of the methane, with the help of ammonia, with the help of water vapor, so just after 2 weeks in this setup, they got amino acid. So isn't it showing you how life came from? Life is actually
Yeah.
came from all those conditions, all those situations which were already existed in the on the earth, right? Like all
Hmm.
those atmospheric condition, all those gases, all those lightning, all those sunlight. So it means we are the result of that situation which was
Right.
existed on the earth, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Amino acids are the building blocks of life.
Yes.
They form proteins, which are the key component of muscles and other tissues.
Yeah. Our muscles are made up of protein only.
People thought, aha, this is a key step in the origin of life.
And you really believe that you can bring life to the dead? That body is not dead. It has never lived.
Frankenstein.
I created it.
The experiment raised the fear that a Frankenstein creation, like in this classic film, was just
It's a
around
very
the
good
corner.
book.
People were saying they made Frankenstein in a test tube.
It's alive! Now I know what it feels like to be God.
Had Miller and Urey cooked up life in a test tube?
There are going to be global changes.
These changes, whose consequences are now beginning to unfold, are the latest chapter in Earth's epic story. A story that began 4.5 billion years ago with a rock.
Yeah. So finally, they just created the condition. They just try to take up the same condition which were existed before. Okay. And finally, they got the result. Okay, fine.
Hmm.
Okay. So in the next class, you have to see the, you have to draw this setup. Like I am going to show you the Urey and Miller experimental setup. Can you just see this diagram? I'm just showing you. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Didn't you also say that we're gonna go over the test today?
No test today.
No, like we're gonna go over the answers of yesterday's
Oh, I
test.
forgot. Oh my God, I
We'll
forgot.
do it next class then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I'm better to show you this picture. Yeah. See, can you just see there is a liquid there, liquid water. There is a direction we are heating it up. So there is a formation of water vapor, right? And we have introduced these gases. Can you see methane, CH4? Can you see ammonia? Can you see water vapor? Can you see H2? There is a spark. Why we are giving this spark? Can you tell me?
To simulate the lightning, the primitive
Yeah,
conditions.
exactly. And whatever the water vapor is there, we are condensing there. So it is coming back as a water here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it is completely like a primitive condition. So after 1 or 2 week, so what we got? We got simple sugars, we got amino acid, which are already present in our body. So that is, so finally from this thing, we came to the conclusion that we actually came from the a primitive condition. We are the result of primitive conditions. Okay, so analysis of these thing, we just found that like we are coming from the all those situation, we are the result of all these things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you have to draw this diagram. It is a Miller and Urey experiment. Say it, Miller and Urey experiment.
Merlin and Urey experiment.
Yeah, and it is the final experiment, and it is the like most accepted, or you can say widely accepted theory of evolution. Okay, so main evolution chapter, these are the just the experiments and the theories. So now from main evolution, we will start from the next class. Okay, so bye bye, take
Mm-hmm.
care. It's all for the today. Bye bye.